What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to my first Ancient Power Reset series. And last time we ended off with going through spending all of our gold. So I had that little bit of gold saved up. We spent all of it, got everything upgraded that we could. Now we've got to put some Ascension in. So of course we're going to be focusing on Poison Dart Towers. So let's go ahead and throw all the Poison Dart Tower hotness in here. Then on the Apprentice, we're going to be focusing on Earth Shatters. Let's jack it all up into Earth Shattery goodness. Did I get Lightning Strikes too? I don't think I upgraded them, did I? No, I didn't do Lightning Strikes, I just did Flame Auras. So let's go ahead and dump everything on this one into Flame Auras. And then, last but not least, we've got our Skyguard Tower and also our DPS Monk. So this one's going to be a Nuke Monk. We want to put everything into the Skyguard first, and then we'll go ahead and get the Nukeliciousness in there. Let's just go ahead and jack that up all the way as far as we can. You know what, I'm going to hit both of these, I think, and then just go straight into hero damage. Going to completely bypass hero health on this one, so I will have to be careful if there's any nasty bosses that are going to give me a hard time. Now, once again, I covered this in the last video. We get to skip floors 1 through 5, so we just did Ancient Power. It's going to start us off at floor number 6. Now, a lot of people are going to be intimidated. Oh my gosh, this is Chaos 2. We're on floor 6 already. However, remember that although you are in campaign gear, you are in a fine-tuned set of campaign gear for the most part, and the biggest thing is you've got shards and you've got Ascension. So you're still plenty powerful enough to hop in and get the maps done. This is not your first time playing through the game. This is an Ancient Power reset, so use all of that power and knowledge to get the job done. Gilded shards are super nice, but you don't need them. Hyper shards are super nice, but you don't need them. These things are, obviously the gilding of shards is quite the grind. The hyper shards is not necessarily a grind, but the downside is they're so darn expensive to upgrade. So we are passing on all that stuff and going in bare bones with what we did last episode. And let's hop into map number 1, floor number 6, and see what we can do. Here we go. Alright, so here we are on the dead road for floor number 6. Let's go ahead and see what kind of lanes we've got. We've got just a fodder lane here. We've got the skelly lane here, of course, and the wyverns. Oh my gosh, it just popped into my head. We're not at Chaos 5 yet. We're not going to have any assassins anywhere. Oh my gosh. We got just fodder up here. We should have a cyborg lane somewhere. Holy crap, not one cyborg lane, even though technically this is Chaos 2. So that's just a little luck of the draw there. Now, one of the deals is there's just not a whole lot of mobs available, or a lot of lane mutators available, so there's lots of these smaller fodder lanes that don't have the cyborgs in them. Now, of course, we've got our flyer defense down, and we are focusing on what? We're going to do Poison Dart Towers, Earth Shatters, and Flame Auras is going to be the bulk of the build. Now, I'm just going to go with 1 Poison Dart Tower, 1 Earth Shatter here, and that is going to provide my crowd control, and then we'll get 2 Flame Auras going, say something like that. Now, over here we've got Healing Fodder. I'm going to do this one a little differently, as there is a lot of little goblins. There are the mages in there, which could be a pain in the butt, but I am going to just aura spam this lane all the way down to here. Holy smokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 Flame Auras. Now, I'm anxious to see if that will actually hold up on its own. I think I'm going to leave it alone, and just to see if that would actually work. And then we've got, Fodder Vanguard here, and then we've also got the Zapper, so I do want to get a little spawn campy. for just the flyers here. Make sure we're getting those all covered nicely. And then we're going to want to go with the Poison Dart Towers and the Earth Shatters. So let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's put a Poison Dart Tower here and an Earth Shatter directly behind it. This lane is a heavier lane with Dreadbones, so I'm going to go ahead and go 2 Earth Shatters on that lane and a Poison Dart Tower right behind it. Now, of course, the Poison and the Earth damage is creating the Petrify combo, and this is what I'm using for crowd control. And then we've got Dreadbones as well. Let's just grab a couple of Flamars in the lane just to help out a little bit. Now, I've got, what, 460 DU left, so I've got tons of DU left to go ahead and build the rest of this out. We got Thrower Vanguards here. Let's do the same thing. We've got so much DU. Let's go 2 Earth Shatters and 1 Poison Dart Tower. With no Cyborgs, I can't help but not want to just throw some Flamars up there, as it's just GG. And then that leaves me, what, there's 240 DU left, which is pretty darn nice. Same thing here, Big Boy Fodder and Whoppers. Let's go ahead and Poison Dart Tower, and once again 2 Earth Shatters. I'm gonna kind of space these Earth Shatters a little bit different, something like that to get a little crossfire going. 80 DU left. I think we're just gonna go with 2 Flamars right up front. And I don't have any other defenses geared. I don't have the Lightning Strike Auras geared, so I'm just not even going to bother with that last 20 DU. Now let's see how this holds. Now I'm anxious to see how this is going to go. It's actually wrecking it. It's a complete spawn camp up there, so that 5 Flame Auras was 100% unnecessary. Now this is the power that you get even just in this campaign gear. I'll show you all at Wave 1 when it ends here. But this is the power you get when you throw in the correct shards. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd how powerful you are and just absolutely destroying the lanes. Now, obviously, this is my first map right after the Ancient Power reset. It's not supposed to be that tough. Now, I did put my 1 Ancient Power point into Defense Power. We'll take a look at all that stuff just as soon as this wave is going. But oh my gosh. So, I mean, just seeing the ease of how this is running here, wow. It makes me think that floor 97 that I went to, I think it was 97, was completely unnecessary. I just didn't even need to go anywhere near that high just for this full spawn campy goodness. Now, you saw everything just completely destroyed. Now, remember, I still have mods. Now, this is all campaign gear. So, like, this Flame Bars, we're wrecking it. It's campaign Flame Bars, defense rate, power servo, and melee boom. Then I've got deadly strikes, destruction, and defense rate. So all ungilded shards, all campaign gear. Now I am going to replace this stuff out. We'll have to take a look and see what the drops are to see if it's going to be worth replacing like this one out, for example. Because if you look at the combo here, you got power servo and defense power. You add those two together, you come up with, what, 3720 defense power. So I'm going to need a relic with more than 3720 to make up for it. Now, in addition to that, I've got the defense rate servo here. So with the defense rate servo and the regular ungilded shard, I'm at the cap. So ideally, I want to find a relic on the ground. Doesn't matter what mods it has on it, as long as it has defense rate servo, and if it's higher than 3700 defense power, then it is going to be stronger than what I am currently using. And that is the basic philosophy that I'm going to go for all the way through this playthrough, and just kind of look and do some quick math on mods just to see exactly what is going to be the more powerful item. Now, once again, this all comes around to, this is not some ultra super powerful thing. This all comes around to, we're doing Chaos 2, which is, you know, it's Chaos 2. It's just not super difficult content, and we're doing it with a set of gear that's fine-tuned enough where we're able to just completely destroy everything right out of the spawn. Let's go ahead and bring on Wave 2 and see how that goes. Now, of course, you're going to want to keep an eye out for the bosses. These are not super strong auras. I've got 28,000 health, as you see, so I am going to want to keep an eye out for the bosses when they come. And of course, with that captain lane here, I'm going to be getting a captain every wave, in addition to the normal bosses. Now let's see how the captain does here without me helping at all. I actually just got smoked by those earth shatters when they hit it. They just destroyed it. So yeah, this is, you know, I say it all the time, and a lot of people kind of laugh when I say it, but doing Ancient Power resets is really all about finding something to watch on Netflix. Because depending on what your goals are, obviously if you only want to do just a few resets, you can power through those and contribute. But say you want to do 40 resets or 30 resets or 50 resets, it can get very, very boring, as this is sort of what you see the majority of the way. Now, you want to be attentive to bosses coming out. You can't just let it run in the other room. You want to be there for a last resort, just in case there's a boss or anything. However, it is just pretty much easy mode, especially in these earlier resets, where I never have to go, for this particular reset, I don't have to go higher than floor 30. Floor 30 and I'm reset again. Now, floor 30 is just dipping into the Chaos 7 stuff, so it's just makes for a super smooth and easy experience. See, I didn't even know we had Slickelion there. Now, Slickelion, of course, is a Skelly, so he's taking all that fire damage as well from the Flame Auras. But it is just GG here, as everything just gets face rolled. Now, let's go ahead and skip on forward to wave number 5, and I'll show you exactly how this whole map ended up. And here we are back in wave number 5. Now, what do we got coming here? We've got another Skelly. We've had just a ton of Skellies. We do have a Thork this time. So I'm going to want to pay attention to Thork, as those Flame Auras I have right up front here are going to get disabled. There's no doubt about it as soon as Thork comes rolling out. So let's go ahead and upgrade one of them. As you see by my 2300 mana, I didn't do any upgrades. I just kind of let it collect, and I'm going to continue here. Now, a couple of interesting sights here. You know, now remember, once again, this is just with a campaign relic. However, I've got ideal, or not necessarily ideal, but I've got above average mods on it, and most importantly, I've got the right shards. Having the right shards in the right defenses completely makes your defense. Now, here's what I wanted to look at that's pretty interesting. 68 million damage done. 2.29 million damage done. 327,000 damage done. 1.64 million. That's because I've got a Slickelion here, I believe. And I'm wondering why that one did so much. And 0 damage done. So not one single mob, not one mob out of this lane made it all the way back to this last Flame Aura. So that's just the power of having the proper shards, as having the proper shards just goes a long, long way. Let's see if Slickelion's going to make it through. Now remember, Slickelion takes that increased damage from fire because he is a skeleton. Yeah, Slickelion got wrecked. We had Slickelions all over, actually. There was another one over here. There's the captain coming again. Let's see how a wave 5 captain does. Nope, it's just all over for him. The power of the shardage, no doubt about it, as it's just what gets it done. Now, doing some quick maths, I think I'm actually going to lose money on this Ancient Power reset. So that's where the benefit of, if you did have Gilded Shards, not only do you have increased levels of power, but you don't have to pay to gild those shards. And not having to pay to gild the shards is pretty darn nice, especially if you just want to do an absolute ton of resets. You know, say you want to use Ancient Power 50 times, well, it's going to be in your best interest to have Gilded Shards, there's no doubt about it. If you only want to do it a few times, it's not really going to cost you that much. But I think by the end of this series, I am probably going to be... I'm assuming I'll be down about 1 million gold or so. Now let's take a quick look at the loot. Okay, now what did I say? I said it needed to be 3,700, right? on the flame art, yeah, 3720 and have defense rate on it. If it was 3720 and had defense rate, it would be the same power that I've got right now. But you see, it's 6900. So that would be a huge upgrade. Almost, not quite, but almost doubling my power. Now, of course, I don't have defense rate, so I'm not going to be at the speed cap, which would hurt me there. Let's take a look at the loot from the chest. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a legendary relic in the chest here, and we can put that on one of the other items. Now, I am going to be I'm going to be wanting defense rate. I'm going to want defense rate on as many things as I can that drop throughout. And in fact, I may even just continue to move on with what I've got and just wait until that defense rate shows up. As defense rate is really going to be what I'm looking for, but all this stuff on the ground here is what I'm going to be using. So that will do it for now. Thank you all an absolute ton for watching. I'm going to take this all the way through to another Ancient Power reset in this one series. That way there's a full documented path of doing Ancient Power for your first time with some proper preparation. So thank you all so much once again, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.